CRM tour. And basically what we're going to talk about today is how do you actually keep track of your existing clientele. So CRM stands obviously for Customer Relationship Management Tour. You know that because you decided to actually look at this webinar. So what will work for your business is what we're going to look at today, and we're basically going to walk through a do-it-yourself example or examples. We're going to walk through different drip marketing tactics and tools that are out there. Then we're going to dig into two that are more customized for nonprofits, but it does work for everybody. We're going to look at some mainstream tools, and then we're going to wrap up into what is coming down the line in the future. So really it is a tour. It's looking at all these different examples, and as we go through the tour, it's simply up to you to think, okay, what's actually going to work for my business, and what do I actually need to add value and build that relationship? Because the reason that a CRM is even at all important is that it allows you to follow up and build a relationship with your client. And the follow-up is basically 90% of whether or not you close a sale, and retention is typically going to be a larger part of your total revenue than new customers. I mean, obviously in your first year of business, that's not the case, but every year, and definitely by your fifth or third year of business, it's going to be repeat business, not new business, that continues to drive and grow your organization. So let's jump into the first, which is do it yourself. So really, if you're a solopreneur, if you're a one-man show or woman show, doing it yourself, so it's the DIY, this is great because it's just you who has to know and access the content. It's only beyond that where you start having to have access to other people and security requirements that we actually start worrying about CRMs that are beyond the do-it-yourselfers. So the first version of do-it-yourself is simply a spreadsheet. And I mean, there's other training that says exactly what type of functionality that you need. We're going to be more on a high-level tour, but this is typically what maybe a small solopreneur micro business might have as a spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet, if you're only a one-man show, could actually be on your computer. Of course, don't forget to back it up. And this could be in Word. We usually recommend that you have it in Excel, though, just so that you can actually sort. So you can have sort functionality, and you can do filtering and things like that. But basically, for just this, the main components that you need, if you're going to do it yourself, is typically you're going to use a CRM to manage your sales funnel and manage not only your existing clients, but your clients before they close. So the first thing that you're going to see here is that if you're tracking your customers in your own do-it-yourself CRM, which could be a spreadsheet, the first thing is a sales funnel. So what status are they in? Are they a prospect? Are they interested? Have you had a presentation? Have they closed? Have they left you? Or are they an existing client? So that helps you in terms of filtering and prioritizing your time, because depending on the higher priority or probability of closing a customer or getting money from a customer, you should be prioritizing them in your day-to-day schedule. And of course their names, so first and last names, and then notes. Notes are critical because it's going to vary so much based on what you need. So let's say you're actually a dog walker. Your notes would be the name of the dog, how old the dog is, whether or not they play nicely with other dogs, maybe the dog's favorite treats. So the notes is going to be completely dependent on what business that you're in. And the final two are basically how do you contact them. And let's be realistic. Again, based on your business, if you're urban, rural, who your target customer is, you're going to be communicating differently. Many, I mean, for my own dentist, they used to call me and remind me. Now they actually send me text message reminders about my dental appointments. Very different, but they gave me the options. Do you want to be called? Do you want to be emailed? Do you want to be text? I selected my preferred method of communication, and their CRM actually automatically does this. So this is a do-it-yourself. This would be a spreadsheet. But we can actually ramp up the do-it-yourself and turn it into Google Docs or Google Drive. And if you're familiar with this, basically Google Docs and Google Drive is a way to take your spreadsheet that you do it yourself and upload it and then make it available for not just yourself. And now it's not just on your computer, but you can actually make it available maybe to your employees or even maybe other people or other organizations that you work with. And what's really great about Google Docs is you can actually share the entire link, or you can actually make your permissions or security only for individual people. So what you're seeing here is an example of a relationship management of it. So it's just talking through, the last time we chatted with this organization, what did we say, what's the status of our relationship. But any of the do-it-yourself spreadsheets or Google Docs or Drive that you're using, it could be used for different reasons. So your CRM, no matter which one you're choosing, it can be used for different reasons. So relationship management is one. Sales funnels another one. Here you can see we have the warmth of the last call, the next call that you have, how to actually contact them, notes about your relationship, contact information, telephone numbers, and lots of information can be stored here. And again, with Google Docs, it doesn't just belong on your computer, it's anywhere, it's cloud-based. Another thing that you can do with Google Docs and do it yourself is actually project management. So maybe you have all of these different customers that you're working on. Maybe you're an interior decorator. You can have the names of all your clients, the location, and maybe if you have staff, you could put different staff there, and then what stage are they in? And so you can actually visualize all of your relationships and the project status at a given point in time. Helps with management. Another one here would also be employee management. And for this, it's just your employees would actually say, this is where we're at, and you can see it at any given time, so it reduces your management level. So that's the end of do-it-yourself. It's basically going to be a spreadsheet, a document on your own computer, or is there a way that you can share? I talked a lot and showed a lot about Google Docs and Google Drive, but there's many other ones, including Dropbox, and there are other different sharing functionalities like Send It File and things like that. So there's different options there. The next option that we're looking at is all related to emails. So it's called drip marketing, but it's basically your email and contact management via email. And one of the most common out there, there's going to be MailChimp, there's going to be HubSpot, there's going to be Constant Contact, and Aweber. And we're going to be mostly looking at Constant Contact and Aweber here. And basically what these do is they allow you to store all of your contacts, and Constant Contact specifically allows you to create professional emails on the fly. We at Small Business Solver leverage Constant Contact, and we actually have all of our events run through Constant Contact as well as all of our emails. So this is actually what we use. But what's kind of neat about this is you can actually see not only does it have the email, but you can manage your social media through here. So it has integration into many of your social media accounts, so you're not doing double the work. It also has the event and has survey functionality. So many of these drip marketing companies, they've started to expand into more small business functionality. So what does that look like? Well, creating an email, you can customize, you can choose templates here. But these are really, really great if all you care about is actually following up with your clients, with your network, and getting information out to them by email or through events or through surveys. And you can actually have email lists where you can say how many different lists that you want to have and what type. And so it allows you to actually organize the types of customers and the types of communication you're able then to target to individual customer types. Event management is also in here, and this again is how we actually run our webinars. But it allows you to quickly create an event, have all the details in there, and it allows you to have registration on the fly and integration into your website. So again, this is very niche. So when we're thinking about what works for us, we have to think about what functionality do we need or why do we need the various types of CRM. Again, going back to the first one, do-it-yourself spreadsheet, is my computer sufficient? Is that all I need it for? We might go to Google Drive or Dropbox or any of the other options that have hosted solutions because we want to be able to access it now from our smartphone or maybe our tablet, or maybe we want to give access to other people. We start using drip marketing because we really want a way to organize our contacts for quick email distribution and for more reporting. So we actually can see on the fly number of people who've registered, number of people who clicked through, number of people who've actually opened. And both MailChimp as well as Constant Contact have that functionality. The next type of functionality that you might be worried about is actually autoresponders. And what this is for is that if someone actually signs up for your email list at first or wants to become part of your CRM, you can actually give them an onboarding kit. And what's kind of cool about this is that let's say you're a dog walker. Again, I'll go back to that one. And someone signs up for your dog walking newsletter. Well, when they first start up, maybe you have a top 10 things or ways to play with your dog or fun ways to connect with your dog. You could have 10 emails that are automatically given with a certain duration in between that goes to your customers. This is a great orientation or onboarding tool for new clients. So top things you need to know about healthy dogs. You could have all these different maybe dog courses for some of your clients to actually try with their dogs. So maybe that's a dog trainer course that you have. And I know specifically Barkbusters is one of the dog training companies out there, and they actually do have an autoresponder course. So kind of neat to use this to onboard and educate your customer base. And what's neat about it, again, you can customize what the forms look like, and you can do lots of neat things. Also, anything for drip marketing or email campaigns. Obviously in Canada, we have the new privacy regulations where you need to double click coming in July 1st. And all MailChimp, Constant Contact, Aweber, all of the different ones out there, HubSpot, would all now have that extra piece in place to make sure that you are actually compliant with all of the new privacy regulations that are out there. If you do have questions about the new privacy regulations, please contact either the government to get more information on it, or I know that many people are actually, small business centers are hosting privacy regulations webinars or seminars right now. So the next one is nonprofit. So I'm going to whiz through this one just because I don't know how many people are actually going to be nonprofits. But this one's a really neat one because it's actually embedded into your website. So you don't actually have to have multiple logins. If you log into the back end of your website, and let's say you have a membership portal or whatever you have with your website, maybe it's your content management system where you're updating things, you can also have your contact management all in one spot. This is free for nonprofits. It does take a little bit of customization, which wouldn't be free, or it does take some time or some technical know-how. But if you like the base product of this, all you have to do is download it, put it into your website, and it's there. Has the typical contact management piece, has some reporting, has notes. It walks through everything that you might need to know about your contact, everything from your email, your phone number, your website, the source, notes about them, contacts under the specific organization that you're talking to, and then of course it also allows for individual reports so that you can see how many new people came on, what's the status, how many people are in a certain part of the project. There's lots of different options in here. And of course you can customize this as well, but that does take a little bit of extra work. Another one other than CVCRM that's really great for nonprofits is Sumac. And basically Sumac is individual modules, and you can actually select which one is the best match for you. So if you're a nonprofit, you need contact management, but maybe you need some support on the fundraising management or event management or the reporting or even your volunteer management. And so Sumac, depending on what your needs are in terms of functionality, it would allow you to customize which modules you actually have in place. Many of these allow you to either host through them, or you can also host on your own server. So because most of us are micro businesses here, we probably would opt for the hosted solution. But this is a great demonstration by Sumac of CRMs are really expanding into being more holistic in terms of what they're able to provide. So CRM isn't just customer relationship management or contact management, if that was our narrow view of it. It can actually do a lot more in terms of functionality, as we can see by this customized Sumac solution for nonprofits. So let's jump into the mainstream one. So one of the ones that everyone knows probably is Salesforce. And Salesforce is a mainstream CRM. And there's basic functionality, and it can go almost all the way to an ERP system, which is like an enterprise resource planning tool, and it would be very robust. But again, for small businesses, you know what, all we need is basic stuff, probably. And maybe we're in a place that we can actually hold our contracts, our invoices could be attached to this, and maybe if we get employees, they can log in, they can see specific accounts. We can actually use Chatter to chat about different accounts. It actually tells you what is your recent items, what's updating, what's the next thing you have to do. You can get auto reminders, reports, all these great things. And for Salesforce, what's really great is it can start as little as like $2 to $5 per month per user. So again, as a micro or a solo entrepreneur, it's not incredibly expensive, and you can access it from any device that you might have. So other than Salesforce, there's a lot of other mainstream ones out there. Free CRM is there. There's a free version of that available depending on how many contacts that you have. Most have something like that. Microsoft CRM, that's there. It doesn't have a free version though. It's part of the standard program that you have. Salesforce.com does have a free version, does have a free trial, so you can definitely try it out. Sugar CRM doesn't have a free version, but it does start fairly low. And then Zoho CRM is another one. What we recommend is usually look at and investigate at least 3 CRMs if you're going to purchase one to see what's the easiest for you, what has the right functionality based on what you're looking for with your business. And then just move forward. And again, they all have free trials, so you can test things out. It's kind of like a test drive with your car. The last thing, future of CRM. Well, obviously something that as entrepreneurs, we're always on the go. We care about this. We want to make sure that it's mobile. And more we're seeing that Sugar CRM, make sure that it's in multi-platforms, your mobile devices, lots of different apps are actually tie-ins to add even more functionality. And one example of this is actually JBB Mobile. They're called Just Business to Business Mobile. They specialize in designing apps that enhance what you're doing with Salesforce or Sugar CRM. And they allow actually to really any platform that you're looking at, they can do appointments or scheduling, and it's really the new way of going. And most of them, depending on what type of business that you're in, if you're a dentist, they actually have CRMs that are custom made for dentists and your requirements as an office, versus if you're a contractor, again, they're going to have specific apps to enhance the basic format. So if you're hiring, if you're growing, these are things that you should be thinking about. And that's really it. We did a very high level but really broad range of CRMs that we took a look at. We started at, actually I'll go backwards here. We started at the do-it-yourself. And the do-it-yourself was if you have a spreadsheet. And really if you have a spreadsheet, here's the basics that you're looking for. Once you have this, then we went into all the different ways that you could use it, sales funnel, project management, and using Google Drive. The drip marketing, we talked about if all you really wanted to do was follow up via emails. Well, there's that, but there's also lots of different things that you can do, like the event management as well as the autoresponders. And there's lots of customization that's involved in here. If you're a nonprofit, there's different options, and there's very niche markets to satisfy your needs when it comes to this. And there's an illustration of that. And if you just want to go for the main ones, well, Salesforce, Sugar, those are some of the main ones, but there's free CRM, Zoho CRM, Microsoft CRM, and really, whichever one you choose, do not forget that they now have apps to help you do even more. And that's a wrap. Are there any questions at this point in time?